No one child deserves to die like that. No one. And it's wrong, and it was horrific, and it was just terrible.
We begin with the KHOU 11 exclusive tonight. A difficult story. A woman is murdered just hours before signing divorce papers.
Hello, my name is Brittany Richard. I'm currently attending College of the Mainland for my associates in business. I'm a full-time worker for Texas City ISD. I have 2 kids, husband. I'm really familiar with stress.
A celebration that should have lasted until dawn ended in 9 stab wounds and a mother's final breath. But here's what makes this case different. The killer had never met her victim before that night, yet she made sure Brittany Richard would never see morning. This isn't your typical bar fight gone wrong. This is the story of a woman who walked into a stranger's birthday party and committed murder. Her target? A 33-year-old mother who was just trying to help her family. Her motive? The man they both loved. Before we get too deep, hit the like button, share your take in the comments, and tap subscribe with the bell so you never miss the next episode of Deranged Women.
Just can't walk away when I know that I'd rather stay gently.
Brittany Richard was everything you'd want in a neighbor. At 33, she worked as an accountant for the city of Texas, earned a steady paycheck, and spent every free moment with her 2 children, a 13-year-old and a 9-year-old who were her entire world.
Okay, Bria.
First, we'll put meat on his pizza.
My brother needs some more. Some more.
We'll put meat first.
On my dad's pizza?
Yeah. He will eat this pizza.
He will eat the pizza.
But behind the family photos and work smile, Brittany was fighting a battle that too many women know all too well. Her marriage had become a prison. The man she'd loved for over a decade had turned into someone she no longer recognized. The arguments, the control, the fear, it had all become too much. So Brittany made the hardest decision of her life. She filed for divorce. The paperwork was ready. The lawyers had done their job. All that remained was her signature on documents that would finally set her free. She had a date scheduled to sign those papers. A date that would change everything for her and her children. What Brittany didn't know was that her husband had already moved on. He'd found someone new, someone who had no intention of sharing him with his soon-to-be ex-wife. Her name was Shanice Felder, and she was about to make sure that divorce never happened. Brittany had worked hard to build a life worth protecting. She wasn't just another city employee, she was the kind of person who showed up, did her job and went home to help her kids with homework. Her social media showed a woman who found joy in the simple things, playing with her children, family gatherings, moments of laughter. She had dreams beyond that abusive marriage. Plans for what life would look like once she was free. A future where her children wouldn't have to witness the dysfunction that had poisoned their home. But to get there, she had to survive long enough to sign those papers. The night that would change everything started like any other family celebration. Brittany's younger cousin was having a birthday party, and like any loving family member, Brittany wanted to be there. The celebration would take multiple stops around Texas City, ending at the Time Out Sports Bar, a local spot known more for its burgers and pool tables than for violence. Brittany got dressed, probably kissed her children goodnight, and headed out for what should have been a fun night with family. She had no idea that Shanice Felder was already planning to be there too. The Time Out Sports Bar wasn't the kind of place where people expected trouble. Located in a safe neighborhood, it was the perfect spot for a birthday celebration. Plenty of TVs, games, good food, and a relaxed atmosphere. Families came here. Working people stopped by after long shifts. It was the last place you'd expect a murder. As the night progressed, Brittany and her cousins made their way through their celebration stops. Laughter, music, the kind of family bonding that makes memories worth keeping. This was supposed to be the final stop before everyone headed home, satisfied and happy. But while Brittany was enjoying what she thought was just another family night out, Shanice Felder was preparing for something entirely different. She hadn't come to the bar for drinks or celebration. She'd come with a purpose that would turn a birthday party into a crime scene. The tension started building in ways that no one at the party could have predicted. Brittany was just being herself, protective of her family, quick to help when someone needed it. These qualities that made her a good mother and cousin were about to put her directly in harm's way. The attack came without warning and without mercy. Brittany's cousins had gone to the restroom, probably chatting and laughing like women do at family parties. But when they tried to leave, they found their path blocked by two women strangers who had apparently been waiting for them. What happened next was brutal. These women came armed with broken bottles and a knife, and they immediately began attacking Brittany's cousins. One cousin took 3 stab wounds. The other had her forehead split open with a broken glass bottle, blood everywhere, screaming, chaos. Brittany heard her family in distress and did what any protective person would do. She ran to help. She wasn't looking for a fight. She wasn't trying to escalate anything. She just wanted to get her cousins away from danger. But lled Felder had other plans. The moment Brittany stepped in to help her family, she became the primary target. And what happened to her was far worse than what had happened to the original victims. While her cousins had been stabbed 2 and 3 times respectively, Brittany took 9 stab wounds. 9 times, lled Felder drove that knife into an innocent woman's body. 9 times she chose to continue attacking someone who had never wronged her, never even met her before that night. This wasn't heat-of-the-moment violence. This was deliberate, calculated destruction. Witnesses later confirmed that Brittany never fought back. She never instigated anything. She simply tried to help her family and ended up bleeding out on the floor of a sports bar. The other patrons watched in horror as a birthday celebration became a murder scene. Within minutes, the bar floor was covered in blood, screams filled the air, and Brittany Richard was dying while her cousins fought for their own lives beside her. Emergency responders rushed to the scene, but they were already too late. By the time paramedics arrived, lled Felder had disappeared into the night, leaving behind a scene that would haunt everyone who witnessed it. Brittany was rushed to the hospital, but her injuries were too severe. At 1:12 a.m., just hours before she was supposed to sign the papers that would have given her the freedom she'd fought so hard to achieve, Brittany Richard was pronounced dead. Her cousins survived their injuries, but they would carry the trauma of watching their family member murdered in front of them for the rest of their lives. The birthday celebration had ended in the worst way imaginable, and a mother of 2 would never go home to her children again. Police had a crime scene covered in blood and witnesses who'd watched a woman get stabbed 9 times by a complete stranger. The description of the killer was clear. Everyone remembered her face, but finding her, that was about to get complicated. lled Felder didn't stick around after the murder. She vanished from the bar, disappeared from Texas City, and went straight to Houston. Smart move, except for one problem. She just killed someone in front of dozens of witnesses. The investigation moved fast. Within days, police had identified their suspect, 35-year-old lled Felder. They tracked her down to a house on Brewster Street in Houston. When they showed up to arrest her, she didn't run. She didn't fight. She acted like she'd been expecting them. That's when the case took a turn nobody saw coming. Detectives started digging into lled's background, trying to understand why she'd attacked strangers at a birthday party. What they found changed everything. lled wasn't some random woman who'd lost her mind at a bar. She was Brittany's husband's girlfriend. Think about that for a second. The woman who murdered Brittany was sleeping with her husband. The same husband Brittany was about to divorce. The same divorce that was supposed to be finalized the very day she died. Suddenly, this wasn't just a bar fight anymore. This was something much darker. When police arrested lled at that Houston residence, they charged her with murder and aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Her bond got set at $450,000. She appeared in court via video from Galveston County Jail. And even then, she showed no emotion, no remorse, nothing. But here's what really got people talking: the timing of everything. Brittany had been murdered in the early morning hours. Later that same day, she was supposed to walk into a lawyer's office and sign papers that would have made her divorce official. Papers that would have entitled her to child support, spousal support, and a chunk of her husband's assets. Instead, she was lying in a morgue. Brittany's family wasn't buying the coincidence angle. Her mother, Shemitria, had arrived at the hospital around 2 a.m., only to find her daughter's body already cold. When she touched Brittany's skin, life had already left her. No final words, no goodbye, just the devastating reality that her only daughter was gone. The pain in Shemetria's voice was raw when she spoke about that night. She'd lost her only daughter to a woman who had no reason to hurt her. A woman who'd taken Brittany away from her children, her family, her future, all for what?
When I touched her body, close to 2 o'clock, she was cold.
Brittany's family started connecting dots that painted a disturbing picture. They looked at the facts. Brittany was killed by her husband's girlfriend on the exact day she was supposed to finalize her divorce. The girlfriend had never met Brittany before but stabbed her 9 times, far more than the original victims. This wasn't random violence, this was targeted. The family believed Brittany's husband had to be involved somehow. Think about it from their perspective. What are the odds that his new girlfriend just happened to show up at the same bar where Brittany was celebrating, just happened to start a fight, and just happened to focus most of her rage on the woman who was about to take half his assets? In Texas, divorce settlements can be substantial. Brittany would have been entitled to community property, spousal support, and child support for 2 kids. With children aged 13 and 9, that support would have continued for years. The judge could have awarded up to 20% of her husband's monthly income or $5,000 per month, whichever was higher. For a man trying to start fresh with a new woman, those payments would have been a constant reminder of his past. Every month, a chunk of his paycheck would go to the woman he was trying to forget. But if Brittany died before signing those papers, all of that disappears. Her family couldn't shake the feeling that this murder was planned. The timing was too perfect. The violence was too focused. And the fact that Shanice fled immediately suggested she knew exactly what she'd done and why. Brittany's mother put it bluntly in her social media posts: how could a husband walk away from his wife the day she was supposed to sign divorce papers, leaving her lifeless on a cold floor while his girlfriend did something like that to her? The family wanted answers. They wanted to know why Shanice was at that bar. They wanted to know if she'd been tracking Brittany's movements. Most importantly, they wanted to know what role Brittany's husband played in all of this. Police had their killer in custody, but the family's questions weren't going away. Shanice Felder faced serious charges that could put her away for decades. Murder and aggravated assault with a deadly weapon aren't charges you walk away from easily. But charging Shanice was just the beginning. The bigger question was whether she'd acted alone or if someone else had put her up to it. Someone who stood to benefit from Brittany's death. Someone who knew exactly when and where she'd be vulnerable. The investigation was still ongoing, but one thing was clear: this case had layers that went far beyond a simple bar fight. A woman was dead, 2 children were motherless, and a family was demanding justice not just for the person who wielded the knife, but for anyone who might have put that knife in her hand. Brittany Richard had been hours away from freedom. Instead, she became another victim of domestic violence, killed not by her abuser but by the woman who'd replaced her in his bed. Shanice Felder sat in that Galveston County jail cell knowing she was facing serious time. Murder and aggravated assault charges don't just disappear, especially when dozens of people watched you stab someone 9 times. Her $450,000 bond might as well have been $1 million. She wasn't going anywhere. The legal process moved forward, but for Brittany's family, no amount of prison time would bring back their daughter, their cousin, their friend. Shanice could get 20 years, life, or even the death penalty. None of it would make Brittany's children any less orphaned. What the family really wanted was answers about the husband, but those answers weren't coming from the courtroom. Brittany's mother, Shemetria, was left to pick up pieces that could never really be put back together. She'd lost her only daughter, and now had to help raise 2 grandchildren who'd never see their mother again. The 13-year-old and 9-year-old were old enough to understand that mommy wasn't coming home, but too young to understand why. The family set up a GoFundMe page titled "Help Brittany's Family Recover from Senseless Violence." Every word Shemetria wrote came from a broken heart. She described Brittany as a loving mother who worked hard to provide for her kids, who had plans and dreams that would never come true. But the money raised wouldn't fix the real problem. Those children would grow up without their mother. They'd miss her at graduations, weddings, when they had children of their own. all because a woman they'd never met decided their mother needed to die. The community rallied around the family, organizing vigils and showing support. Brittany hadn't just been taken from her family, she'd been taken from co-workers who relied on her, friends who loved her, a community that valued her contributions. Her cousin Mike spoke for everyone when he said they just wanted to hold on to their last happy memories of Brittany while fighting for justice. But what kind of justice really exists for something like this? Brittany's story fits a pattern that's happening too often. Women trying to escape abusive relationships and ending up dead instead of free. Domestic violence doesn't always come from the abuser's own hands. Sometimes it comes from the people they bring into the situation. Brittany worked for the city. She paid her taxes, raised her children, tried to do everything right. She followed the proper legal channels for her divorce. She didn't run away in the middle of the night or disappear with the kids. She tried to handle things the right way, and she died for it. The system failed her. Not just the legal system, but the support systems that are supposed to protect women in her situation. When you're trying to leave an abusive marriage, you shouldn't have to worry about your husband's girlfriend showing up with a knife. But that's exactly what happened to Brittany. She thought her biggest threat was the man she was divorcing. She never saw the real danger coming from the woman who wanted to take her place. As this case moves through the courts, the questions that haunted Brittany's family from the beginning are still hanging in the air. Was this really just a coincidence? Did Shanice Felder wake up that morning and randomly decide to commit murder? Or was there a conversation, a plan, a promise made between her and Brittany's husband? The timing still bothers everyone who knew Brittany. Hours before signing divorce papers, hours before walking away with child support and spousal support that would have lasted for years, hours before her husband would have had to face the financial reality of his choices. Instead, all of that went away with 9 stab wounds in a bar bathroom. Shanice Felder never explained why she was at that bar. She never explained why she targeted Brittany specifically when the fight started with the cousins. She never showed remorse, never reached out to the family, never acknowledged what she'd taken from those children. The husband, he stayed silent through it all. No public statements about his wife's death, no condolences to the family, no explanation for how his girlfriend ended up murdering the mother of his children on the same day they were supposed to be divorced. Brittany Richard should be alive today. She should have signed those divorce papers, moved into a new apartment with her kids, and started the life she'd been fighting to build. Instead, she's remembered as another woman who died trying to escape. Her children will grow up knowing their mother was murdered by a stranger who hated her for reasons they may never fully understand. They'll know she died trying to protect family members, being the kind of person who ran toward danger when someone needed help. But they'll also grow up with questions. Questions about whether someone they trusted betrayed their mother. Questions about whether her death could have been prevented. Questions about what really happened in those final moments when a birthday party became a murder scene. The case against Shanice Felder will eventually close. She'll be sentenced probably to decades in prison, but the questions about who else might be responsible, those might never get answered. Brittany's family deserves to know the truth. Her children deserve to know the truth. And maybe, just maybe, that truth would help prevent the next woman from ending up dead when all she wanted was to be free. What do you think really happened that night? Was Shanice Felder acting alone, or was someone else pulling the strings? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories like this one. Because until we start holding all the guilty parties accountable, women like Brittany Richard will keep dying for the crime of wanting something better. Remember, danger can wear a friendly face. Stay aware, look out for others, and reach out if you need help. See you in the next case on Deranged Women. Thanks for watching.
Hello, my name is Brittany Richard. I'm currently attending College of the Mainland for my associates in business. I'm a full-time worker for Texas City ISD. I have 2 kids, husband. I'm really familiar with stress. Outside of full-time work, going to school, I also have accounting certification course that I'm taking, a 13-week course that I've added on to my agenda, along with in the process of having a house built, selling a house, going through probate. It's a lot of different stuff I have going on right now, so I'm pretty familiar with stress. I also have depression and anxiety, so I'm a person that gets overwhelmed very easily. And for me, when that happens, I usually I chew gum. When my nerves get bad or there's a lot going on, I find that gum kind of calms me a little bit. Another thing I do is candles. I love candles. I will light a candle. I put on slow music. I like to sing, so put my headphones on, light a candle, and that's like aromatherapy for me. That's something that I find that helps me a whole lot. It calms me. It just gets me in a better mood, makes me feel happy. I found that was something that worked for me. I do it all the time. Another thing is deep breathing. I try to take a break away from all the stress and the stuff that I have going on in my life. I try not to think about it. Take deep breaths, clear my head, and again, back to the music. That's my thing. Whenever there's something going on, and cleaning is another thing that I find that I do that works for me. If I want to take my mind off a lot of stuff, I just start cleaning. Cleaning is, if I'm nervous about something or stressed about something, I clean. I'm a cleaner. But yeah, those are the things that I do that works for me. I don't know if that can probably help somebody else, or if someone has something that they do that's similar to that, but that's what I do for me when I'm stressed. That's something that I found that worked for me. Chewing gum, deep breathing, listening to music, cleaning. Thank you.